left in overtime. Lakers down by a point. Hold the Caldwell focus. Right back to THT. They go into their action. Horton Tucker for the lead. TNT.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. What a play. What a win. Lakers got it done. Unbelievable game. Manny, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Lakers Live post-game show presented by the Ultimate Sports Show. Joined with Manny as well. Medina cannot make it tonight. But, oh my God, Manny, this game, something about playing the Knicks. I mean, you knew we were talking about it in the pregame show, saying, hey, this ain't going to be an easy game. D Rose was D Rose tonight, like no questions asked here. But I mean, hey, you know, like Erod just said too, hey, you know, he's 20 years old.
He's only 20.
He's only 20. He turned
4 years younger than me.
he turned the ball over way too many times. I get it though, because you know it's frustrating, but at the same time, yes, unfortunately, you gotta learn. You gotta learn how crucial it is to hold on the ball, learning to make the right passes, making the right plays, so on and so forth. You know what? He got sloppy towards the end, but you know what? He just kind of said, you know what, guys? You just bashed me all over social media just now for committing 2 back-to-back turnovers that could have cost us the game right there. I'm just going to bury this bucket right now.
Facts.
And just shut everybody up. So, you know, obviously, though, Matthew did bring up a good point. Shout out to Matthew. Hey, you know, Lakers getting it done today. But obviously what happened to Caruso, he did sustain an injury. I believe it was related to his back, something similar to his back.
Yeah.
He did not return in the game, so definitely he was missed. I mean, don't get me wrong, he was missed in the game. But what a game! What a game, though. I mean, don't get me wrong. This turnovers,
20 turnovers,
were bad. I mean, there's nothing you could do about that. I mean, besides look at those numbers and say, look what could have been. Obviously, you know, Erod, I mean, yes, I was mad about the turnovers and I'm mad especially about THT, and I shut up as soon as he hit the bucket. I was like, you got to be kidding me. But okay, you know, Lakers getting it done though, and that's the most important thing. They can't. I was saying this throughout the overtime, throughout the fourth quarter. You gotta win this game. You have to find a way to win this game. The turnovers really cost us. The turnovers really cost us from being up at least 12. At least we could have had a double-digit lead. Lakers just kept letting them get back in the game, though, Manny.
First, I want to say, what's up, Laker Nation? We got it done tonight. I'm so happy, but it was a great game. It went down to the wire, and also shout out to me because in the pregame, I didn't get exactly the score right, but I got the Lakers score right. I said we would get 101. I said they would get 97. They got 99, but still, this game went down to the wire. I was actually freaking out a bit, Ira, to tell you the truth, because Julius Randle hit like an impossible 3-point shot. He hits that. I'm like, F star, pretty much. And then like I'm so mad. And then THT hits that. I was just like, let's go! Irish Spring Green!
Oh my God.
And then I was just like so hype. I'm just so happy. Like, yes, I know it sucks that Caruso ended up getting hurt. AD, it looked like he got like poked in the face or something by Nerlens Noel's elbow. But,
and the groin.
The groin, yeah. I think it looked like he aggravated it, but I gotta shout out AD, honestly, Medina's boy, just because like he pulled through even though he got injured. He's like, you know what? I'm still here to win. I'm still here to play hard. It's winner take all. These 4 games. It's like it's Game 7 of the NBA Finals. We gotta win this to avoid the play-in. And so far, honestly, Aaron, I believe we're gonna avoid the play-in. The reason why I say that is because I said it. If we beat the Knicks, we got 3 easy games going on. We got the Houston Rockets, who are the worst team in basketball. And then we got the Indiana Pacers and New Orleans Pelicans, who are basically just fighting to get in the playoffs. like we're already like in like a top 7 team in the West currently in the standings. So we don't have to worry about that. So in my opinion, well, really tonight because I'm on the East Coast. It's Wednesday right here. So we're gonna have a very easy game, banner night by the way. So I can't wait for that. It's gonna be an easy blowout. Then we're gonna face off against the Pacers and the Pelicans on the road. But I feel like it's gonna be a very easy win. Very, very easy win the next 3 games. And honestly, shout out to AD because, yeah, I know he shot the ball way too much, but he still got 20 and 6. Great game for AD.
Oh, yeah.
Andre Drummond, Aaron, your boy Andre Drummond, 16 points, 18 rebounds. Shout out to you, Aaron. And he shot 6 for 11. Very efficient for a big man, in my opinion. Wesley Matthews, a.k.a. Wesley Snipes. That game-time bucket to force OT. Shout out to you, Wesley Snipes. Also shot 2 for 5 from 3, 3 for 7 from the field. Great game. KCP, Wesley Snipes, you already know, with the bow and arrow. KCP, didn't shoot great. 2 for 6. It's okay. But shout out to Kyle Kuzma. We called him out all pregame and postgame the past 2 games, Aaron, saying that he was inconsistent. I went off on him. Remember I went on a rant. I was like, the past 5 games, you've been so inconsistent. Kuzma probably saw our thing, and he's probably like, oh, yeah, Manny? I'm inconsistent? I'm inconsistent. He came off the bench, Aaron, dropped a nice 23-piece, and then shot 4 for 8 from 3. I believe he had, 18 points in the first quarter? That's what I believe he had, I think, when I saw it. And then THT, the game-winning Irish Spring Green from the corner. Shot a nice 2 for 2 from 3. Very efficient. 4 for 9 from the field. 13 points, 10 assists. He basically got the game that I thought Caruso was going to get, but it's all good. He still won us the game. I'm very happy. Let's get these next 3 wins, and let's go to the playoffs, and then let's face off against the LA Clippers. Get that nice rivalry game at Staples.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. It was just good. It was good to see this team just compete. And, look, don't get me wrong. You turn the ball. I am not happy about the Lakers turning the ball over 20 times. That is inexcusable.
Yeah.
That is something, Matthew said it too. The Lakers are lucky to win this game. Let's be honest here. If they got lucky to win this game, because when you turn the ball over 20 times in a game, it's very unlikely you're going to actually win that game, because those teams are typically going to take advantage of that, and they're going to make you pay. Obviously, it wasn't so much of the case tonight, but obviously, I have to say, hey, Lakers scored to 100, as Matthew says, as first to 100 wins. Hey, it's the law. So, first to 100 and tacos. So, it's still free tacos, But obviously, we got to mention, Manny, on the other side of the things here with the Knicks, Julius Randle. What a hell of a game for him. 31 points and probably one of the biggest 3-point shots that I've seen him make that I think made us all kind of crush our soul a little bit. But you know what? This dude is 44 minutes, 31 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. What a game he's matured into, and just what a hell of a player this dude is now.
You can tell he really grew up after he left the Lakers and after he left the Pelicans. I said in the pregame, I'm like, it shows he found his new home when he signed that 3-year deal with the Knicks. But honestly, I didn't think he was going to be this good. I think I said in the pregame, and I'm going to say it again, Julius Randle is winning the MIP. He's winning Most Improved Player of the Year, for sure. He's 31 points. Like you said, Aaron, 31 points in 44 minutes. He shot 4 for 8 from 3. When he hit that 3-point shot, that impossible 3-point shot, I was yelling F-bombs. I was like, F star, F star, pretty much. I was thinking, I was like, Dio mio, we're actually going to lose this game, aren't we? But then THT gets that shot, and I'm like, okay, we good. But honestly, shout out to the New York Knicks. I gotta give credit where credit's due all the time, as I always do when there's a close game and when a team puts up a nice fight to our opposing team. Honestly, Derrick Rose as well, playing like old D Rose. I mean, maybe he might. He's coming back slowly to his old Chicago days, but tonight he was looking like vintage Lou Williams, getting 27 off the bench. Like, maybe that's his role now, Derrick Rose. He's not known for starting games anymore, Aaron. Maybe he's known for his bench role. He probably wants to play like a Lou Will type game right now. But that's okay because he's obviously older in his game and he's dealt with a lot of injuries. So as NBA fans, we all want to see D Rose play good. If you wish like bad on D Rose, honestly, like just get out of my sight because you're a fake NBA fan if you're gonna talk shit about D Rose. He is an absolute like stud, and I'm very happy to see him healthy.
Oh yeah. When he obviously like even a lot of people know like when he's healthy and when he was healthy, he was terrific. He was unbelievable. Obviously I was saying it now. I was saying it even on the pregame show is look when he found a home with Thibodeau in New York, and I think that's the biggest thing that kind of spoke to us now that said, hey, look, this guy can just flat out score. And he's just incredible, and it's just fun to watch. Obviously, I got to throw that out there. It's always fun to look at Spike Lee's impression right after THT hit the basket. Lakers played the defense at the end as well, obviously. But I can't say enough about that guy because he's obviously Derrick Rose, Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. Julius Randle is putting up eventual Hall of Famers as well when his time is over in the league. I think if I was the Knicks, period, I'm gonna hold on to the core team that they have right now.
Absolutely.
Because all they can do right now is they could just grow, and as long as they keep growing together, they have a very good chance to be in the top 3 seeds, either one of the top 3 seeds in the East next year.
And can you imagine if they even add another guy with them, like another star? I think they have a good shot of winning the championship. I heard a rumor from I think it was the NBA Central Twitter account that they're looking in the offseason to possibly trade for Damian Lillard. If they get Dame time along with Julius Randle, along with Obi Toppin, along with RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson's fully healthy. Do not sleep on the New York Knicks. I think they're definitely going to win a championship very soon. And I'm very happy just because I'm not a Knicks fan, but I'm very happy to see them be good because that fan base has been through hell and back. And they are finally looking respectable. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith. Shout out to Spike Lee. Shout out to my boy Alex McEwen. Shout out to my other boy Jonte Springer. You guys have been suffering for years with this team. And you're finally going to have a playoff basketball. Like, I believe they already clinched. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they have the last game that they played. But honestly, like, the fact that you guys aren't even going to be in the play-in tournament. I predict you guys to be the 8th seed in the offseason. And you're the 4 seed. You're going to get home court advantage in round 1, which is crazy, in my opinion.
It is crazy because... Obviously, we were talking about it earlier too. Is the balance between the East and the West is so different that theoretically, they probably shouldn't be. Obviously, the Knicks probably would not be in the 4th seed if the East was as competitive as the West. We know that is not the case again.
Yeah, the East is a little weak.
Yeah, so obviously though the Knicks would still be somewhere irrelevant. They might be they would have maybe been fighting for a spot to play in the tournament.
Yep.
But honestly though, got to give it to the Lakers tonight though. They came up. You play defense. You know what they say is you got 5 minutes left in a game. Typically, 5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. There's nothing else. Your shooting's not going to necessarily win you the game. It's your defense. The Lakers were able to play defense when they needed to. Did their best to contain Rose. Don't get me wrong. He's crafty. He got crafty with his shots. He's schooled. Obviously, we know he schooled THT. which is part of just being in the league. You know, you're just going to learn. Be careful with the ball. You got it. You should have had. I would have felt better if there was a Laker player, if there was somebody there like KCP following by him to let him know, hey, Rose is coming behind you. Watch your hands right now. And, you know, that wasn't the case, but Lakers were able to turn it on, play the defense, forced the overtime, which I couldn't preach anymore. I mean, how many times have you seen it already this year where the Lakers could have forced an overtime game this year, and you're too worried about taking a ridiculous 3-point shot to try and win the game? And don't get me wrong, yes, we took a 3. It was wide open by KCP. He had a good look at it. But Wesley Snipes, perfect example again, right there to get the ball, run underneath the rim. He got so lucky, though, because typically they're going to box out. Like, if you're the opposing team, you are there. Your hands are back. You are ready for that ball to come. Obviously, right place, right time. Matthews was able to put it in there, put the basket in there. And I kind of said, you know, why didn't you just do that the first time? Could have done that the first time, but I get it. You want to hit the big shots. You want to get the big shots. You're trying to close it out right there. But honestly, with these two teams, I'm sorry. Even no matter what the records are, even both teams in the past, win or lose, it is fun to play against the Big Apple.
Absolutely, and I mentioned this before in the show that these are the two biggest markets in sports. The LA and New York are the epicenters of the world, in my opinion, when it comes to like sports and entertainment and all that stuff. But the thing is, Aaron, can you imagine if this was an NBA Finals, how much money the league would get? Adam Silver would be getting in joy for sure, just because he'd be like, oh my God, like the amount of revenue I'm going to get. Because Lakers and Knicks, I'm correct if I'm wrong, but I think these are the two most popular teams in the league. Like in terms of like fan viewership, in terms of ticket sales. So that's going to be big in my opinion. But also the fact that, we did a good job on D Rose. Even though he had 27 points, we did him up pretty good. There was a few moments I've seen in the game where we absolutely contested the hell out of him, which was very, very good. So I got to give credit to the Lakers defense. Then we all know the Knicks defense is the number 1 in basketball, and we're number 2 in basketball defense. But the thing is, I think we looked a little better on defense. In that overtime, we literally locked them up, which was absolutely amazing to see. But honestly, shout out to the Knicks as well that they played very good defense, but our boys came on top. And Aaron, I tell you one thing, I'm going to sleep really good tonight. It might be 1:38 in the morning here on the East Coast, but I'm going to fall asleep so well tonight just because I'm going to be like, wow. We're closer to the playoffs, and the fact if we win these next 3 games, we're gonna get a Laker Clipper first round, which is money wise gonna be amazing, and fan base amazing.
Money wise, great. Staples Center getting that double money here. Basically the best travel experience for both teams anyhow, and both sleep in their own beds, and then obviously I think that will enlighten him more because, I mean, let's be honest here. Last year, everybody thought Lakers, Clippers, Western Conference Finals. That was happening. We know the story. We know the history. It wasn't the case.
That's what happened.
But, I mean, you know, it happens, though. But you know what? There's a chance that they're going to play each other early. But obviously, you know, Manny, you get it tonight. The Lakers got to come out tomorrow. Again, because we just love to hear about back-to-backs. I think we all, you know, agree on what our opinion is on the back-to-backs. Lakers got to come out and beat the Rockets, which should, on paper, on a team that's only won 16 games, Manny, should be a piece of cake, should be a game tomorrow where LeBron and Anthony Davis, none of the starters are playing in that fourth quarter. Everybody's just relaxing right now. Take a breather you got to come out there tomorrow, get it done, and hopefully we'll hear when we hear about Anthony Davis. We haven't heard any news yet besides them all being hyped up. But, I mean, you hope he's okay. I mean, he looked like he got injured a little bit in his groin. We know, obviously, that with LeBron's history of his groin as well, you don't want anything to happen. You hope he's okay, and you hope everything's okay with him. But I mean, he's getting a little banged up, and that's the thing that I think we all get nervous about. I think I was getting nervous too when I saw him. Anytime AD hits the ground now, I think everybody just kind of the heart freezes for a second because just what the man goes through, how aggressive he plays. It's a scary moment, but glad he got up, glad he kept going in the game. But you could tell something was a little bit bothering him.
What's there to say about AD? He is an absolute grinder. I like the fact that he's played through so many injuries. We all got to give him credit. Even if he wasn't a Laker, I would give him so much credit for that because he got poked in the elbow by Nerlens Noel. Yeah, he was on the floor a little bit. He was shaky, but he got up and he was absolutely he was good. He was like, you know what? I'm not gonna let this stop me from playing. I'm gonna fight and I'm gonna lead my boys to victory, and that's exactly what he did, because AD knows what's at stake. He's played alongside Kobe in the U.S. Olympics. He's played alongside LeBron James for the past 2 years now. So he's been around winning players, winning all-time greats. So he knows he's like, when there's a game at stake, I need to freaking show up, and that's what he did. He got a nice 20-piece. He showed up really good, which I'm very happy about. And the fact that AD keeps showing up, because I know he didn't have like an AD type game, which I mean by that is that he didn't get like 30, 40 a night. Yeah. But that's because what I always say, Aaron, the team has to show up. All 5 guys have to show up, and that's exactly what they did. When that happens, AD doesn't feel like he has to do everything because he's like, you know what? My team is not taking a step back, and now I'm like, you know what? I can feed him the ball. I can let them do their thing. I can let them take threes. I can let them go inside. I can let them score inside, rebound, pass, drive to the lane, and do everything. Like that. That's basically what Kuzma did. He saw that Kuzma was consistent, so he's like, you know what? AD can take a step back, which is good because he's like, you know what? I don't have to do everything. I don't have to do all the work. And as well as THT. I know THT was a little abysmal tonight. Besides that game-winning 3. He was turning over the ball a lot. He was lazy on the court. Like, I was freaking out. I was like, at first when I saw THT get the ball in the last seconds, I was like, oh no, he's gonna brick this, isn't he? But I'm glad he made it, because obviously if he didn't, I was gonna come here post game and I was gonna slander the hell out of THT. I was gonna be like, you played a horrible game. I don't care what the stats say. You turned over the ball like a good 12, 13 times, and I just think you were very laxed on defense. Like, he was one guy on defense that I didn't really see, like, really bring it, which is a little bit of a letdown. But obviously with that 3, he kind of shut us all up, because he knew he was going to be like post game on Spectrum, I'm going to get slandered. Right here in the Ultimate Sports Show, I'm going to get slandered. So he's like, you know what? I got to make it up to Laker Nation. I got to hit that 3. And we got to go home with a nice W, which we did. Yeah. So
there was just news just now related to Anthony Davis. He just spoke to the media. He said his groin tightened up, which that's kind of how it looked. It just looked like his whole area just locked up, because you see him just grabbing his legs, and you're not sure if it's legs, if it's, I don't know, the hamstring or something. But obviously he said he's not sure if he's going to play in the game tomorrow. That would be a big blow for the Lakers as well. Theoretically, on paper, you should, if he did not play tomorrow, theoretically you should be able to beat them without Anthony Davis when you have LeBron James back, because LeBron's out there. He's going to bring his energy. He's motivated now. He says, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to get this done here. And hey, you know what? I think the Lakers are going to be fine even if he doesn't play tomorrow. What do you think, Manny? Unmute.
Sorry, guys, technical difficulties on my end, but I'm back. As I was saying, absolutely. I think personally, I think AD and LeBron should rest, because I think against a 16-win Rocket team, without AD and LeBron, I still think we could win that game by 5-6 points even without them. What do the Rockets even have? They're resting all their guys. Their guys are all out because they're like, you know what? Season's over. Do I really have to play these next games? Because at this point they're basically fading for Cade. Basically, they're just going for the lottery. They're like, you know what? Hoping to get the number 1 pick, whether it's Cade Cunningham or Evan Mobley or Jalen Suggs. That's what they're hoping for. So But so that's why I think we should rest AD and LeBron, and we should just let Kuzma, THT, Caruso, KCP. But what I'm hoping for is to get Dennis Schroeder back, because I like the way the ball has been flowing the past 2 games.
Yeah.
But Aaron, can you imagine if Dennis Schroeder comes back? The orchestration of the offense, the flow of the defensive game, it's going to look a lot better on the court, because with Dennis Schroeder, like things look a lot better in my opinion, than they already are, because he's basically the X factor. He's the most, in my opinion, Dennis Schroeder is the most underrated player on the Laker roster. So I think when Dennis Schroeder comes back, that's when it's all gonna change. That's when it's all gonna change for the better.
Oh yeah. Obviously Dennis is a huge piece to this team, and when you have your technically your primary ball handler out, it kind of changes everything. It throws things on, like Caruso, for instance, who's obviously might not be available as well tomorrow. But I just feel like the Lakers, I don't know. I theoretically think that the Lakers need, obviously LeBron's going to play tomorrow. That's what it seems like it's going to do. Ideally, I'd love to just see him only have to worry about playing 25, maybe 30 minutes tops at the most, and just go out there and score. Don't even worry about, I don't even care necessarily about the passing so much. Mm-hmm. I want him to go out there, test the foot, test the ankle, test the body, and just go out there and give it your all and see how you feel, because quoting Davis here, he says LeBron looks great. And obviously, pictures, he didn't really see video of it, but he looks like he was doing good. He looks like he was pretty much attacking the rim as he wants to. Obviously, we've seen him do that more and more late in his career. But I just want to see them come out tomorrow and compete, get out there, get on them early. Even though Houston's not irrelevant this year, they have other expectations. They're looking for, obviously, like you said, about the lottery. Yep. I still want to see this team come out as hard as they did today. And now you really have no excuse to put the throttle down to Houston tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. If we lose tonight at 10:30, I'm gonna be extremely depressed, because all these games are winnable games. Game 7 of the NBA Finals, it feels like, because it's winner take all, in my opinion, to get the 6th seed. But imagine if our only loss in these next 4 games is against Houston. That's gonna be like I can already hear first thing on this Undisputed being like, oh, now the Lakers are irrelevant, that they lost to a lottery based team. We're gonna get bashed like crazy. Personally, I don't care if we get bashed, because guys like Skip Bayless don't worry me. In my opinion, excuse my language, but in my opinion, I think he's a clown, in my opinion, because he's constantly bashing the Lakers all season, last year, and the year before. So I don't really care what he says. But honestly, I think we're gonna be okay. The Pacers game, honestly, Tice, I'll give you that. It's not going to be an easy game. I think it's a winnable game, but it's not going to be an easy game, because we're going to have to worry about Karis LeVert. We're going to have to worry about Miles Turner, and obviously a guy who's been very, very good as of late the past few years, and Domantas Sabonis, who in my opinion is one of the best front court players in the NBA. Yeah. So we're really going to have to watch out for those guys, and obviously even the Pelicans. We're going to have to watch out for Zion Williamson. My boy Lonzo Ball, we're going to have to watch out for. Brandon Ingram, we're going to have to watch out for. Shout out to Canada. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, we know he can shoot. Shout out to Villanova and Josh Hart. So it's going to be a very big test these next 3 games, because it's all going to determine the season. Whether we're going to play the Warriors in the play-in on Tuesday, or whether we're going to wait till next Saturday and face the Clippers at Staples Center at a Clipper home court. But obviously we know it's going to be a majority Laker fans, so it's going to be kind of like a home game.
True. And hey, Manny, guess what? Guess who else plays tomorrow? Who? You know who plays tomorrow? Trailblazers and the Jazz.
Utah Jazz. That's my second team in the West this year. I did predict that it's going to be Lakers Jazz conference finals, because their defense is almost just as good as ours. And if there's one team that I think that could knock us out is definitely Utah. But I think we could definitely beat them if we face them in the playoff series because besides Rudy Gobert, who the hell is guarding AD? Mickey Mouse, SpongeBob, Patrick, who's gonna do that to us?
Hey, you never honestly you don't know. Manny, final thoughts.
Final thoughts is it was a great win. I think it could have been better. We should have got less than 20 turnovers, but shout out to THT, 20 years old, having a nice Black Mamba Kobe Bryant moment. Rest in peace to the GOAT, obviously, but he had a nice Kobe Bryant moment with that 3-point shot to win the game. That reminded me of back in 2010 when we faced off against the Sacramento Kings and the game was down to the wire and he hit that 3-point shot. But obviously also shout out to AD because he had a great game. Didn't have an AD monster game, but because everybody else contributed. And then shout out to Kyle Kuzma, obviously, for probably watching our show and hearing, you're slandering the hell out of me right now. You're saying I'm inconsistent? Watch this. And he goes and he shuts us all up. And also shout out to the Knicks because I gotta give the other teams love. I can't just be biased towards my Lakers. I gotta say, like, you know what, New York? You got a good team for the first time in 9-10 years ago. Like, shout out to you guys that you're actually good. Shout out to D Rose, obviously, for being D Rose and never giving up, even though he had 2 straight ACL injuries. Shout out to Julius Randle, former Laker. Laker Nation still loves you, Randle. And hopefully one day you'll come back in the purple and gold. But I'm very happy with this game. It could have been better, but I'm glad I predicted the Lakers score in that we got 101. And obviously, everybody living in LA right now, I bet you the next day, because you guys are obviously still in Tuesday, but the next day, I'm sure there's going to be a lineup at Jack in the Box, and you guys are going to get 2 free tacos.
Hey, what are you talking about? They're waiting until midnight right now, Manny. They're waiting they're going to go grab them as soon as they can.
Yep.
Man, we're going to do this again tomorrow. Hey, so that's going to do it for us today for the Lakers Live post-game show presented by the Ultimate Sports Show. Also, we are new to Instagram, so come and join and follow our page as well, the Ultimate Sports Show, and as well as our other social media platforms, which you'll find in our link. For Manny Medina, and myself, I'm Aaron, guys. Lakers getting the win tonight. Back at it tomorrow, 7 o'clock pregame show, Lakers Live pregame show, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. We will be breaking down Houston Rockets and how do we get it done. Take care, everybody, and have a great rest of your night.
Let's go.